Welcome back. In this video, we will be looking at a task that when done correctly will make your guest experience at your event even better. What is that task? Storing credit cards for quick checkout at the event. Stepping back a bit, Spire's first solution for servicing a fundraising event was the Spire portal. The portal was designed to provide organizations the ability to swipe a credit card when guests arrived at the event and safely and securely store a guest's credit card. When a guest was ready to leave the event, since they had a card on file, they could gather their goods they had won or purchased at the event and avoid a long checkout line. Well, after the event was over, the organization could submit an Excel file to Spire that contained a bid number and a balance due. Spire would process the batch of open balances against the stored card, and the results were then exported out of the portal and sent to the organization. The results report could then be imported into the software the organization was using to manage the event. The imported payment records would show the guest balance was paid in full. The portal was a great solution, but it was very limited in what it would do, and more importantly, it generally had to be used with another third-party software solution. Fast forward to today, and we now have Tradewinds. Not only does Tradewinds manage all aspects of the event, but it also has a built-in credit card storage and processing component. We call the ability to store a credit card into Tradewinds, grab and go. Which simply means, if a guest has a card on file, they can grab their items and go out the door. In this video, we will look at the two ways a guest's credit card can be entered into a guest's record prior to an event. Note, Spire will be releasing a solution in the near future that will allow guests to go online and pre-register their credit card prior to the event. For the purposes of this video, we will keep it old school and focus on entering cards into the guest records. To begin, log into Tradewinds and let's navigate to the event detail screen. In Tradewinds, there is currently two ways to enter a guest's credit card information into a guest record. First, credit card information can be recorded to a guest record by swiping a guest credit card through a card reader provided by Spire. The magnetic information is read by the reader, then safely and securely stored. The second way to enter credit card information into a guest record is manually keying the data into the guest record. Here we need to make some clarifications on storing credit cards in Tradewinds. First and foremost, Tradewinds does not store credit card information in any way. When a guest's credit card data is entered into Tradewinds, it is immediately encrypted and sent on an encrypted connection to our gateway. What is a gateway? It is a web-based company that takes credit card data sent to them via, say, a website and then directs it to the credit card processing company that the merchant has established an account with for processing credit cards as a form of payment. One of the other functions of a gateway is converting credit card information into a token. A token is a random series of numbers that means nothing to anybody else in the world, but it can safely be stored and used by a business or a non-profit organization as a secure replacement for credit card data when processing payments for their clients or guests. By using tokenization, this is how Tradewinds can safely and securely store a guest's credit card information. Tradewinds takes the credit card data, sends it to the gateway, then receives a unique token for the guest that can be safely and securely stored. With all that being said, let's get a credit card stored for a guest. The first technique we will look at is the card swipe method. Being that this is the most common way to get a guest's credit card information into Tradewinds, and designate them as a grab-and-go guest. From the event detail screen, click on the People tab. When we look at the list of guests, we see on the far right-hand side we see a column named Card. Card refers to a guest having a card on file or not. If a guest has a red thumbs down, this signifies there is no card on file. If a check mark is present, then a card has been stored. As a side note, Spire can supply to your organization a USB card swipe device that can be plugged into a PC so that guests' credit cards can be swiped prior to an event. For this exercise, let's assume we have a credit card swiping device already plugged into our PC, and we are going to store a card for Sally Anybody. First, to store a card for Sally, click on Sally's name. The guest detail window will open. In the guest detail window, we see the guest address. We also see a field where we can enter a billing address for the credit card if it is not the same as the guest address. Just click the checkbox to enter a separate billing address. To properly store a card, a numerical billing address and billing zip code are required. Look for the credit card icon with a green plus sign. Click on the credit card icon. A window will pop up with the guest's name and credit card billing information. To initiate the card store process, click the button labeled Prepare Card Swipe. This will activate the card swipe field. We will now swipe a card through the reader. Tradewinds will read the card data and display a message that the card was read properly. Tradewinds will then send the encrypted card data out for tokenization. When a token is returned, the card swipe window will close and the card type and last four will be displayed. Now, let's look at how to store a card manually to a guest record. For this exercise, we will manually store a card for Joe Anywho. Again, click on Joe's name and open the guest detail record. Make sure we have a full address or a billing address. Click on the card store icon. Then click on the Card Not Present tab. Click in the credit card number field. Hand enter the credit card number. When you hit the Enter, Return, or Tab key, Tradewinds will auto-magically enter the card type in the card type field. Click or tab into the expiration date field and enter the expiration date for the card. Tab or click into the 3-digit verification code field and enter the security code. When all the data has been entered, a Submit Card Not Present Profile Request button will appear. Click the button to store the card. Tradewinds will send the data out for tokenization, and when the token is received, a success message will be displayed. The card entry window will close. Tradewinds has the ability to store more than one card per guest as well. Let's add a second card to Sally's guest record. Again, open Sally's detail window, and for this exercise we will swipe a second card onto her profile. Once the second card has been stored, we can select which card we want to make the primary card. By default, the last card stored will be the primary card. Since we have added an American Express card, it is designated as the primary card. Now, let's change the primary to the Visa card. Just click the checkbox. Lastly, Tradewinds has the ability to delete a card from a guest's profile. Let's remove a card from Sally's profile. For this demonstration, we will remove the Visa card. On the left-hand side of the card profile list, simply click the red X button. Tradewinds will confirm if the selected card will be deleted. Click Delete. A second message reaffirming if the card will be deleted will be displayed. Click Delete again. Tradewinds will delete the card profile. As you can see, the Visa was removed and the American Express card was immediately designated as the primary card. One of the best ways to conduct a fundraising event that makes everyone want to take part in future events is having a smooth method of getting your guests checked in quickly and efficiently as they arrive. Also, having a way that guests can leave the event at the end of the event without standing in long checkout lines makes for a happy guest. Tradewinds accomplished both these tasks and more. With Tradewinds' grab-and-go check-in and check-out system, your guests can focus on enjoying the event instead of standing in long lines. We will discuss in a future video how to check in guests as they arrive at your event and how get them checked out at the end of the event. If you have any questions on storing credit cards to guest records, our staff is well versed on